And I think that goes back to, go ahead, Sherman. I think that goes back to Sherman's point of, you know, the Urban League and the other resources in our community of doing some hand-holding, of actually, before you get to the banks, either your relationship with your CPA or with a business counselor or with one of the resources in our community. It's very critical, I think you guys are saying, that when you get there, that you've already had some hand-holding and that someone has at least talked you through some of these issues. And do I hear you saying that it's probably good to expose those weaknesses early and talk about them and talk about what your plan is for them? So.
Oh, absolutely. I think I would much rather have somebody come in and say, I realize I haven't run this kind of business, but here's what I have done that's transferable. You know, we've had guys that have owned McDonald's restaurants that wanted to buy hotels, and when you look at their total abilities, my feeling is if you can run a McDonald's at a breakneck speed, you can probably run a hotel. So we're just looking for transferable experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be direct, just transferable.
Yeah, sure.
One of the 5 C's, and often one not looked at, is character. Okay, but we, 3 of us here, do look at character, and character is very, very important to us in our loan committee. Looking for some indications that the person is of good character, whatever that means.
So let's talk about the outlook. I mean, what are you guys seeing happen in the next year? What kind of activity have you had? What kind of activity do you expect? What do you think the outlook is for businesses going forward? What kind of businesses maybe even do you see failing? I think we've already established that the restaurant business is tough right now. So you can leave that one out. Talk just a little bit about the outlook.
Well, from our standpoint, and my perspective again is the SBA world. We're cautiously optimistic about '09, but we think 2010 is going to be better. I think some of the stimulus package that President Obama has put forth, when implemented, will help small business. It's providing some relief in the SBA world on fees, and it's giving the banks additional guarantees, higher guarantees on your loans, so it allows us to take higher risk, which in today's environment is very real. But I go back to what I mentioned earlier. I would look hard at discretionary businesses, new car dealerships, boat companies, high-end ice cream. You know, again, it's that selling down in the marketplace that's occurring right now. Those businesses are going to suffer until the economy turns the corner. That's why Walmart and Dollar General and companies like this are doing so well. It's that selling down right now. But we are cautiously optimistic. We think when the stimulus package does kick in, there's a lot of money in banks and on the street, and when the confidence is restored, we think it will be a good environment for small business to borrow, but we're not there yet. It's going to take some time for that to trickle into the economy.
I think it's a time to be conservative and kind of return to basics, both personally and in businesses, and conserve where you can. We are also, and people were helping project, we're projecting 2009 generally to be a little worse than 2008, or flat, depending on the industry. 2010, maybe mid-2010, hopefully some kind of uptick there. In the stimulus bill for businesses, there are things for Section 179 expensing and bonus depreciation. It's a little bit of a catch-22 because you have to spend large amounts of money on equipment to get benefits. Encouraged by what you say, maybe there's some interplay there.
I would agree with what you both just said, because we're going to see unemployment continue to rise. What we're seeing is a lot more startups in the market. What is really important that a lot of business owners don't think about to survive a down economy is that really tightening up your cost controls. And you need to do that when the economy is on an upswing in order for you to survive the downswing. And that's why we're seeing, I believe, a lot of these companies going out of business, because they weren't tightening up and making the management decisions that they should have been making when the economy was on the upswing, and now they're in the downswing. They've made those decisions, and sometimes it's too late, and that's what we're seeing. So, but I do believe that we're going to see a slight uptick in 2010, but I think it'll be very slight.
I generally agree with my colleagues, but I think one exception is that the empowerment zone area of the city, which is a 16 square mile area that emanates from downtown and includes about 60,000 people, is an area of opportunity. I mentioned our loan program, but also their tax benefits for employing welfare folks or low-income people, tax credits to businesses, and you all know that the city administration is fully behind growth and development of the empowerment zone. So I think there is opportunity, and our goal at the Urban League is to approve 12 to 15 loans during this year, and I think we have every possibility of doing that.